everyone, and welcome to our third entry to our video devlog series, Chronicles of Game Development. Something I think worth noting is the recent change to our upload schedule. These video devlogs are going to be uploaded every 2 weeks instead of every week as we had previously planned. This is to ensure that each devlog has a good amount of content to show people, and not just me talking your ears off with boring back-end development. These past 2 weeks, we've been doing more and more back-end work, but we recently added some new content that we can actually show off. So we'll be doing that today, as well as diving in a bit deeper into the process. Today we're going to be looking at enemy design and some new systems we developed the enemies to utilize. I'll be taking you through the entire process of adding an enemy to New Eden, and it all starts with the artwork. Depending on the enemy, this can get very complex, but today we're going to be looking at a far simpler enemy, something I've taken to calling the Snowbold. But now, upon writing the script, I think that the name Snowlem fits like a lot better. Yikes. Anyways, as you can see, this artwork is pretty tame. Hell, there's not even 4 complete directions here, but with the monsters so plain looking, we won't really need 4 directions. So we've got artwork, now we're just going to need to splice it up for animating. We do this by analyzing the creature and seeing what parts would move and in what way. The way we splice this creature, we end up with something like this. Now, aside from the head, we can actually reuse all these graphics in each direction while animating, so that saves us some time. Though, as I found out later, that saved time would be going towards another system I had to develop for this monster to use. But in any case, we have our splice, now it's time to animate this guy. After rigging a new skeleton for this monster, we now have the ability to animate. We start with the basics. Things every creature needs to be able to do in New Eden. Things like idling, moving, and dying. This guy has no legs, so to show movement I extend his arms out and add a slight bobbing motion to all his portions. For his death animation, I wanted this guy to topple over. I'm not sure if you guys can tell from the video so far, but this thing is actually pretty massive in comparison to the player, so I wanted this toppling tower effect when you finally defeat him. And after all that's done, we start animating some attacks. I had an idea for a few attacks, so I made those. They consist of a large snowball slam, a frost breath, and a couple snow boulder throws. Now, even with something this simple in terms of animation, animating takes quite a bit and is by far the most tedious aspect of this, for myself at least. But we're finally ready to export these files and then import them into Unity. After that's done, we add the attacks to its repertoire, editing things like hitboxes, damage values, so on and so forth. It was around this time I ran into a problem. I realized I hadn't carried over the fancy projectile code I used for the players over to the mobs yet. This was trickier than I first thought it would be due to the nature of AI in general. Enemies need to be told where to shoot, whereas players can of course shoot in whatever direction they want. On top of that, mobs didn't have the functionality to even handle the aesthetic part of the system yet. That was a rather annoying time, if I'm going to be completely honest. But, having got all that busy work done, we end up having a new enemy in the game. Here's how he functions at the moment. Now, it's very much worth noting that I think I overtuned the snowballs just a bit. I think they'll have a decreased range the next time you see this guy. I also think there's a few graphical settings I could want to change up. For instance, in the upcoming weeks I plan to have a new system for handling unique animations when on hit, instead of standardizing it to damage types. You'll notice how when a snowball hits me there's a plume of blue fire that is shown instead of another effect like the snowball breaking apart. So that will be changed. His on-hit damage effects will be changed too. Currently he quote-unquote bleeds purple blood when hit by a sword. That will be changed too, of course. All in all, he's not entirely finished, but I hope this gave you all the gist of what adding a new enemy into New Eden is all about. Thank you so much for tuning in again this week, everyone. We plan to keep up with our new schedule of every 2 weeks for these videos, so I hope you all enjoy them and look forward to the next one. As always, thanks for supporting New Eden, and have a good one.